Now, is it Megan or is it Megan? I don't know. It's potato, potato. Anyway, we're talking about Megan 2.0. Sounds a bit weird. Megan 2.0? We're talking about it. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So it's been 2 years after Megan, a marvel of artificial intelligence, went rogue and decided to embark on a murderous rampage. Whoopsie daisy. Its creator, Gemma, has now become an advocate for the government overseeing AI as it is starting to try and infiltrate the humankind, and we're looking at some way of finding a good synergy. Anyway, beknownst to Gemma, there is defense contractors that have created a military-grade weapon known as Amelia, the ultimate infiltration spy. However, Amelia's self-awareness increases and she becomes less interested in taking orders and more interested in something that I can't tell you, but it is the MacGuffin of the film. They need to stop her somehow. Gemma decides to take the most crazy punt in the world and resurrect Megan. Yes, that crazy floss-dancing psychomaniac AI that nearly killed her niece, Katie, all those years ago. Anyway, she's faster, stronger, and more lethal. They decide to pump it all up. And Jared Johnson is once again behind this one after directing the first film. He's a New Zealand director. And this time around, he shot this in New Zealand, which makes sense why Jermaine Clements is in this film with a fun little, I would say it's a cameo. It's kind of a part, and he does a great job. So, Megan 2.0 once again has Alison Williams and Violet McGraw playing Gemma and Katie. We've also now got Ivana Sakno, who is playing Amelia in this film, and she is really great. In fact, I think she's one of the best parts of the film, even though she, to say she doesn't really get a lot to do, she does get a lot to do, but I would have liked to have seen even more of her in this film. Let's paint the scene. So when Megan came out, it was 2022, and we had just gone through the pandemic, or we're still going through it, and confidence in going back to the cinemas was kind of a little bit on shaky ground. Top Gun Maverick kind of saved it all. But what happened was in January, we were supposed to have this real floppy January where you just release a few films and just see what happens. Maybe cinema's dead, whatever. And then Megan came in, this film that was about a killer doll, effectively. And it earned all the money. It was a $12 million film to produce by Blumhouse, and it went on to make nearly $200 million. So, of course, there was always going to be a greenlit sequel. You know, the internet sensation of Megan up on the big screen, on the internet, on the reels, on TikTok. It really just owned a cultural space there for quite a long time. People dressing up as Megan for Halloween, all that sort of jazz. It was really full on. Fast forward 3 years, we have a very different time frame. We've kind of become accustomed to what, first of all, there is no pandemic. We've got a much stronger cinematic presence now. We know what streaming can do. We understand what that platform's capabilities are and restrictions. And people are very confident to go back to the cinemas. We're also releasing Megan 2.0 along with F1, along with, the dinosaur movie, the Jurassic World film, along with Superman. It's coming in at a very different time. There was nothing else that came out during that time of year when the first Megan came out, and it was a January release. We're now releasing this in June, July. It's a different time. So how will this film perform? I don't know. But what I do know is that Megan 2.0 is a very different film to what the first film was. It's not a horror film. It's more of a comedy. It's kind of an action comedy, maybe with a bit of a thrill in it. But by no means is this kind of like a horror film. It's kind of like what Terminator and Terminator 2 did, is they kind of switched the formula a little bit, made the antagonist the protagonist, and sort of tried to, recreate the character a little bit to someone that we're going to root for rather than, be afraid of. So it's a bold strategy, Cotton. But, I think it's one that, I think it pretty much pays off. The biggest thing about this is that this film goes for longer than the original film. It also has more beefed up human characters. I think Alison Williams' role and Violet McClaw's role do get a little bit more beefed up in this one. Certainly Alison Williams, and interesting because she's a producer on this, she gets a bit more screen time and a little bit more of a beefy character. But as a result of that, we miss out on a lot of Megan. She's not in the film for about half of it. Her presence is in certain ways, but, the Megan that we remember is not really in this film a lot. She is towards the back end, and there's some really good fun sequences when she is actually in the room. It is good fun, but it took a long time to get going. Jermaine Clement's role in this is really fun. He's got a great comedic role in this. I thought that was really great, and everyone does a pretty serviceable job, I'd say. But yeah, for me, this wasn't horror. It was more comedy, and it was, I'd say, a little bit boring. It just didn't do as much as what the first film did, and I wasn't even a massive fan of the first film, so coming into this, I was neither here nor there. But I do think this is going to put bums on seats. This was just a tick of the box for me. It really is not going to change my life. I'm probably going to forget about it by tomorrow. And will there be a third film? Look, if it does as well as the first film, and this film has triple the budget, which, is not much really. I think it's $36 million, which still sounds like a lot of money, but, next to Superman that cost $230 million, I think this is still relatively low budget. But it'd be interesting to see what this does. I think it will probably have a bigger life on streaming, to be honest with you, than it will in the cinema. But, maybe that means a third film will just go straight to streaming. I don't know. But I feel like there will be a third film. I feel like this is completely serviceable. I had an okay time watching it. And I feel like this is very much a sort of a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 film. It's just fine. So, yeah, catch it in the cinema if you get a chance, because then it will be on streaming. There you go. All right, that's it from me for tonight. What's your favorite killer doll? Do you have one? Are you a fan of Child's Play? Maybe your killer doll is the monkey. Maybe you like that sort of thing. I can't think of any other killer dolls right now, but they're the two that are sitting in my mind for some reason. Anyway, comment below, let me know. I'd love to find out, and I look forward to seeing you all next time here in my car.